Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you here, guys. So as you can see, today I want to show you what are my best discoveries of 2022. I have to say, guys, this year I have discovered a lot of fragrances that became my staple fragrances, that I'm like emotionally attached to them, and these are fragrances, the majority of them are fragrances that I would like to have in my collection forever. So when it comes to fragrances, the 2022 was quite productive in this sense. So yes, before I actually start and show you what are some of my favorite discoveries of 2022, I would love if you could let me know what are your favorite discoveries of the year 2022, of the previous year. We are in 2023 now and I'm filming this video. And let me know if you have discovered any fragrances that are now like your absolute loves. So yes, let's begin, you guys. And I feel like it's only fair to begin with the fragrance that I have mentioned in so many of my videos. This is a fragrance from a brand that I absolutely adore. I think you could kind of guess. Guys, I'm talking about Sajaya Gold by Junaid. Now, even though I didn't like actually smelled it for the first time in 2022, but I have fallen in love with it in 2022. And let me show you what I mean when I say that I have absolutely fallen in love with this fragrance. This is what I mean when I say that I am absolutely in love with this fragrance. Hold on, let me actually show you. So yeah, this is the completely used up empty bottle. This is the bottle that I have in use right now, which is like, yeah, I unfortunately I don't have a lot of it left. This is a backup bottle of mine that sits very beautifully here, and then this is another backup bottle of mine that still has this foil. And guys, believe me, if I could get more, I would. Like this, hold on, let me actually put them down a bit. And I know when someone asked me a while ago which was, if I were to only choose one fragrance for the rest of my life, which one I would pick, and I know I said I would pick Mas Mysterio by Mugler, but no, guys, I would completely pick this one now. This is a fragrance that I feel like it's almost an extension of me, and I feel like it's so unique when you find a fragrance that you resonate with so much. And not only this fragrance, now this is like my all-time favorite fragrance, like by far my all-time best purchase, best discovery of any year, my absolutely all-time favorite fragrance. And I am so sad that it is discontinued, you guys. If I could have the possibility, I would get like 10 more bottles, honestly 20 more bottles, because I would like to have it in my collection forever. So this is why now, usually whenever I was going out, I would do a few sprays of this one, either like here on my scarf, you know, either in my hair. But every time I went out, no matter where, I had to do a few sprays of this one, even though I were to layer it with a different fragrance, but I would still do a few sprays of this one. So yes, this is, guys, okay, so if you were to look this one up on Junaid's website, they say this is a spicy rosy vanilla fragrance. Now, if you were to ask me, I would say here, imagine a lot of cinnamon sticks. So you get a spicy, sweet cinnamony touch, but you also get a soft woodiness, a rich, dry red rose, but like an exotic red rose. Okay, so all these guys on a base of smoked vanilla, like a rich, beautiful, warm smoked vanilla. This is very sweet. I feel like this is very sensual. This is very like seductive. I feel like this, honestly, this is seduction in a bottle. If someone were to ask me what is the most seductive fragrance I have tried, I would say this one. Now, even though I can say that I have tried a lot of fragrances from Junaid, but from what I have tried, I feel like Junaid is like my soul brand. Like, I resonate with that brand so much, with the way they do their vanillas, with the way they do their roses, with the way they do their spices. It's a brand that I absolutely love, guys, and I have so many fragrances from them on my wish list. So many of them. Like, I have a list filled with Junaid fragrances. So yes, who knows, maybe one day I would be able to add all of them to my collection. But I feel like so far, when it comes to, not when it comes to quality, because there are a lot of brands that have amazing quality in fragrances, but I feel like when it comes to like what I like in a fragrance, I feel like the most I resonate with Junaid Perfumes by far. It's a brand that, like, I can tell you, but like a lot of their fragrances I feel like are made for me, you know, because I love them so much. But yes, by far my favorite one from Junaid is Sajaya Gold. Unfortunately discontinued. Now let's continue with the fragrance. I'm not really sure if this one I got it in 2022, but I think I got it in 2022. Now this is a fragrance that a lot of you have as well, and a lot of you love as well. This is by Afnan, another brand that I absolutely adore, and this one is called Deux Pour Femme. Now I have a little bit of this one left, like few tiny sprays there. So this was another one of my all-time favorite discoveries. Not just of 2022, but I included it into this video. Now guys, by the way, I have to give credit where it's due. I hope this is the expression. Guys, the person who put me on this fragrance is Jasmine, guys. So if you don't follow Jasmine on Instagram, what are you doing, honestly? She has the best recommendations. She and I, her and I, we have very similar tastes when it comes to fragrances. Not 100%, but I feel like we love the same type of fragrances. And she told me that I have to try this one, and boy, she was right. Like, this fragrance is absolutely amazing. I've spoke a lot about it in different videos, so I don't want to spend too much time talking about it again. But this, to put it in a very simplistic way, the more luxurious, the more sensual, the more elegant, and the more seductive version of Trezzolani. Yes, Trezzolani is sexy, but like in a naughty, provocative way. This is the more sensual version of that. This is all about cherries, dark chocolate, patchouli, and some like dark fruity undertones, and vanilla. This is amazing. Yeah, amazing. So this next fragrance, that again, now it's one of my staples, and I even have a backup bottle of this fragrance. This is by Haramain, and it's called Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. Now this was not, again, just like Sajaya Gold, I have had a sample of this fragrance, like, I don't even know how many years ago, but for whatever reason, I didn't click with the fragrance. But then, I don't know what happened. I had, like, you know when you have a sample for a very long time, so like the alcohol starts to evaporate, and then you have more of a concentrated fragrance there. Yeah, I had like last few spray, I did that last few spray on my arm, and I have fallen in love with this fragrance, and this is how much I have used it, you guys. It's a fragrance. Now this is supposed to be an inspiration of tobacco vanille, and I feel like it's an amazing inspiration, and let me tell you why. When I was wearing this fragrance, someone asked me if this is tobacco vanille. So I feel like they're very similar, but this is such a warm, sweet, spicy fragrance with a lot of sweet dessert-like spices, with a dry sweet tobacco, with honey, with dried fruits. This is an amazing fragrance. Again, it's a fragrance that I really like. Couldn't picture my fragrance collection now without it. So yes, this is another one of my favorite 2022 discoveries. Now this next fragrance, I first got a decant of this. I first got a 5 ml decant of it. The first few times I smelled it, I really enjoyed it. I liked how strong it is. I liked the scent family it is from, but let's just say I didn't click with the fragrance. Like, it took me a few wears to like completely fall head over heels in love with this fragrance. And then whenever I wanted to buy it, it was out of stock on the website, and I had to wait quite a good few months until it was back in stock. But guys, when it was back in stock, I got 2 bottles of it. Now this one is called Bidun Esam. This is by Ahmed al Maghribi. This is the fragrance, guys. It comes in 50 ml, but I feel like this is such a concentrated fragrance that you don't need a lot. I have worn it, but like, so yes, see, I have worn it, guys, but you don't need a lot of this fragrance. This is very concentrated. You can easily overdo it. I mean, the way I cannot spray this fragrance the way I spray, let's just say, the one from Afnan or Sajaya Gold or Tobacco Edition from Haramain, Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. I cannot spray this one the same. I feel like with this one, 5 sprays is the maximum. But when you wear 5 sprays, you have to be overly confident that day, because everybody around you will smell your fragrance. This is not a beginner oud. Oh, by the way, did I tell you what this is? This is a rose oud combo, guys. But this is a very beautiful, rich, fiery, spicy, saffrony rose oud combo. And the oud, guys, the oud, it's such a well done oud accord. I mean, honestly, from all the fragrances, from all the affordable fragrances that I have tried and that have an oud accord, this, in my opinion, I mean, to me at least, it's one of the best oud accords that I have ever smelled. It's such realistic smell of oud. It's such a... It really gives you an oud feel. It really gives you an oud feel, because in a lot of fragrances, when you see oud, and in the most cases it's an oud accord, sometimes it's not really representative, or like they didn't manage to replicate the smell of oud. But with this one, this is amazing, guys. Now again, I don't think it's a fragrance that everybody will appreciate. I don't think it's a fragrance that is for everybody. So if you have the possibility to test it. Even if you are the type, like, let's just say maybe you love rose oud by Mancera, by Montale, maybe you love some rose oud combos from Swiss Arabian, but I would still say don't blind buy this one. I mean, or if you do, give it time, like actually give it time, give it a few months, give it like 6 to 7 months and see, because I'm telling you, the first time I smelled it, I was not the biggest fan of it, and second, third time I smelled it, I started to like warm up to it, and then I just got hooked, honestly. And you know what I really like about this fragrance? The development of this fragrance. This goes through so many beautiful stages. It smells one way on your skin, in a completely different way on clothes, and I feel like on clothes the next day, guys, this still projects from the clothes. Like if you do one spray, let's just say here, if I do one spray on this scarf, if I were to put this scarf aside and if I were to smell it, and if I were to smell it after, let's just say 2 or 3 days, the fragrance would still project from the scarf. I don't know what they put here, guys, but this is on steroids. This is such a strong fragrance, and believe me, I overspray almost all my fragrances, but when it comes to this one, if you want to keep it classy, if you want to keep it elegant, 5, 7 maximum, but like 7 in open spaces, because if you do too much in closed spaces, again, of course, depending on where you live, on what kind of fragrances people near you are used to, but this is the kind of fragrance that turns heads, with good looks and with bad looks, you know. Oh, by the way, and someone, oh my god, okay, so let me tell you a story. So I was at the mall with a good friend of mine. I think we want to do some shopping, and I wore this fragrance. I wore Bidun Esam, and then I decided to layer it with Rose Calligraphy by Arabians. And don't ask me why, but I oversprayed both. Like, I did too many sprays of both. We were in an elevator, you guys, and someone, as we were going down with the elevator, someone walked in, like it stopped at a certain level, someone walked in and then we continued to go down. And someone, as they walked in, there were 2 men and a woman, and he was like, what is this church smell? And I knew that it was coming from me, you know, because this one with Rose Calligraphy, especially for people who don't, or like who are not really into the artistic side of fragrances, I mean, I could definitely see why they would say this smells like a church or like a mosque or like a religious place, you know. But I absolutely adore this smell, you guys. I adore it. Adore it. Okay, so another one of my best 2022 discoveries, guys. This time it's an attar, and this one is called Abul Alamin Attar by Ibn al Jebouri, guys. Now, I have just recently discovered this brand. The owner of the brand actually approached me and asked me if I would like to test some of their fragrances, and I was like, yes, of course. So this was sent to me, but you guys, this oil, oh my god, this oil, like, oh my god. This is the oil that I love to apply in my hair. Like, you know, let me give you a tip. So if you want to apply oils in your hair, put a little bit of oil in your palm. Let me show you. Put a little bit of oil in your palm, slightly, gently massage your palms together. Turn your hair upside down, or like, yeah, bring all your hair to the front, and then just do this, you know, like, hold on, let me show you. Just like do this, but like with your hair upside down. This is the best way to apply it. And also, don't apply it here at your roots, or don't apply it, I would say, from your ears below if you have longer hair, and if you have like natural hair. If you wear wigs, you could easily apply them everywhere on the wig, because then it wouldn't like make your hair oily, you know. But if you have natural hair and you apply it too high, it can make your hair look kind of greasy, so don't do that. And also, let's just say maybe you took a bath and then you are applying your favorite hair oil. You could do few drops of this one, mix it with your hair oil and apply it everywhere after your bath, and your hair would smell amazing, you guys. Like, I'm trying to like save it up so not to use it that often, but I have applied this one on my scarf. I've layered this one with Sajaya Gold. Oh, by the way, guys, the thing, I always forget to tell you how this actually smells like. Okay, so this, guys, in my opinion, it's a more smoother, rounder, richer Shahra Food by Swiss Arabian. Less artificial, less synthetic, less woody, more sweet and more warm and slightly more ambery. And the praline here is much more pronounced compared to Shahra Food. Both are sweet, but I would say this has slightly bit more depth to it, and it doesn't have that woody accord that Shahra Food has. If you're in the USA or in Canada, you have to try this oil, you guys. It smells so good, so good. I adore it, honestly, and I'm trying, like, see how much I have used it, and I'm trying to like save it up, you know, now, because it's going down pretty fast. So yes, and guys, by the way, I think I still have an active code with them. I'm not sure, but I will link it below. But feel free to use my code or to not use my code. It's up to you. I don't want to be that like teleshopping kind of person, like, get this, use my discount code, you have to try it, you have to do this. No, like, if you want to try it, which I would highly advise you to try it, because this DNA in an oil format, personally, I haven't come across anything like this. So I feel like it's a very versatile oil to have in your collection for layering. You could mix it with your other fragrances, you could mix it with your body product, like with your fragrance lotions, you could mix it with your unscented creams, you could mix it with your hair oil and apply it in your hair, you could apply it in your hair just the way it is, you know, without any mixing. You could apply it, I love to apply it on my scarf, of course the pulse point, the usual places. It's such a versatile aspect, or like, it's such versatile to have oils in your collection, and to, especially if you're into fragrances, it's very versatile to have few oils like this, so you can change up your fragrance very easily. So the next fragrance, guys, that was one of my favorite discoveries of 2022. It is by Kayali, guys. Now, for the longest time, okay, first of all, I didn't find any Kayali fragrances at my local Sephora to actually smell them, and I had to blind buy them online, and I didn't want to do that. But when they came out with their discovery sets, I got their discovery sets and I got to test, I mean, I don't think all the fragrances they have, but the majority of them. But guys, when they came out with Vanilla Royale Sugar and Patchouli 64, guys, I was in love with the fragrance. Like, I really wanted to get my nose on the fragrance. So first I got the travel spray, I got the 10 ml decant of it, not decant, travel spray, and I've used it more than half. So I was like, I really like it and I really want to get it. And then I decided to actually get the bigger bottle, the 100 ml bottle, because I got such a good deal on it, guys. I feel like if you're in Europe and you have Sephora, they had an amazing sale going on. And basically the 100 ml version was like with $1 or more expensive than the 50 ml version. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, the 100 ml version is out of stock, because I wanted to get a backup bottle of it because I like it so much. So this has been a fragrance that I have reached for so much lately, especially when I'm going out. And again, I've layered it with so many other fragrances. I've layered it with Abul Alamin Attar by Ibn al-Jebouri. I've layered it with Sajaya Gold by Junaid Perfumes. I think I've layered it even with Amber Oud Tobacco by Haramain. It works amazing. And also, guys, I've layered it with Nebras by Latafa from the Pride series. It's amazing. Like, it's amazing. Like, I'm in love with this fragrance. I am absolutely head over heels in love with this fragrance. And I like that it's such a decadent and bold fragrance. This fragrance is not afraid to shine, and it shines, you guys. It really shines. So this next fragrance, guys, is a fragrance that one of you recommended it to me. And if you're still watching, thank you so much for your recommendation. I am adoring this fragrance. Like, actually, all the fragrances you've seen so far are in like my top, I don't know how many, for life. These are the kind of fragrances that I want to have them in my collection forever. So I don't know if you're still watching my videos, but if you are, thank you so much for the recommendation. Now, guys, this next one is from Montale, and this is called Arabians Tonka. And guys, Arabians Tonka, oh my god, I love this fragrance. Again, slightly sharp from the saffron, very sweet and sugary with a slight eau mossy eau de base. It's so beautiful, guys. It's so, again, another statement, bold, powerful fragrance. Works amazing on its own, works amazing layered. I feel like you could see the theme with my fragrances. I love bold fragrances, guys. I love fragrances that are not afraid to shine. I love bold fragrances. This is just who I am. This is what suits my style and taste. Even though I can appreciate lighter fragrances, but I will always reach for the bolder ones. I always like bolder notes, bolder fragrances that are like a statement kind of fragrance. And this is it, you guys. And I like it so much that I got a backup bottle of it as well. Again, I feel like you see the theme. You know, I feel like you see the theme with the fragrances that I really like. I have backup bottles. This fragrance, again, this is the kind of fragrance I use it a lot for going out. Going out at nighttime, going out for shopping, going out in open spaces, going out anywhere. I use this one a lot for going out. I'm sorry for the noise. I use this one a lot for going out, and I absolutely adore it. It's the kind of fragrance, of course, a lot of people complimented it on me. I love to use it on its own. I love to use it for layering purposes, and I feel like when it comes to my favorite fragrances, they all work together somehow, you know, because I already know my taste when it comes to fragrances, you know. I like oud, I love rose, I love spices, I love rich, beautiful balsamic vanillas, I love gourmander nuances as well. So yes, I feel like all have bits and pieces, you know. So if you have ever been curious about trying this one, honestly, try it, you guys. Try it, because it's I mean, it's not the most affordable fragrance, but then again, it's not the most expensive fragrance, especially if you buy it online. You can find it at amazing prices, like maybe $100, around $100, or even less than $100, I feel like. So this is why I say it's not the most affordable, but it's not a really expensive fragrance. Okay, so speaking of Montale, I actually want to show you Mancera now, that I absolutely love. And it's again one of my best discoveries of this year. And for this one, I have a backup bottle as well. Guys, when it comes to my favorite fragrances, I want to have backups of them because I really want to use them like as much as I want. I don't like when, like, you know, like, oh, this fragrance should be for special occasions, this fragrance should be like for this type of occasion, this should only be for weddings. No, I'm not like that. Like, when I love a fragrance, I use it. I use it even to sleep. Like, I use the Kayali one to sleep, I use Sajaya Gold to sleep, I use Abul Alamin Attar to sleep. Now, Bidun Esam, I don't use it to sleep because it's very strong. But when I really like a fragrance, I use it whenever I feel like it. I don't like to only reserve certain things for special occasions because I like to create my special occasions, you know. I like to have my ritual when it comes to applying fragrance, you know, like lotioning my body, applying some oils in my hair, like doing my hair, my makeup, and then coming up with the fragrance on top. It's like the cherry on top, you know. So this is why for me, like when I really like a fragrance, I use it all the time. And I have moments when I use like the same fragrance again and again and again. Now, that was a little bit beside the point. So the next fragrance, guys, is Instant Crush by Mancera, and this is a fragrance that I adore. Again, I have used a lot of it, and I have a backup as well. You see, I feel like with a lot of these fragrances, the majority of them I have tried them prior to buying full bottles of. With this one, I got a sample of it, and again, first few times I really didn't understand the hype, and then one time I smelled it and I clicked with the fragrance. But this is so good, you guys. This is such a good fragrance. I love it. I see why people say it has some similarities with Baccarat Rouge 540. I definitely see why. But I feel like to me, it's much more easy to wear. I will be very honest, sometimes I'm struggling a little bit with the medicinal aspect in Baccarat Rouge, but this fragrance to me smells like a gingerbread cookie house because it has a lot of beautiful, rich gingery accords, but not the refreshing ginger accords, more like powdered ginger, the kind of ginger that you use for gingerbread cookie houses, you know, with a little bit of vanilla, with some like soft, sweet citruses, with something like transparent, slightly resiny, slightly bright. So as you guys, I think these are all. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything of my favorite fragrance discoveries of 2022. Like I've mentioned, 2022 was a very productive year when it comes to fragrance discoveries. I've discovered some fragrances that I am in love with them. I've discovered some fragrances that I want to have them in my collection for the rest of my life, one way or another. I have discovered some fragrances that I feel like each represents a different part of me, and I resonate so much with each particular fragrance because usually I think I've said this in other videos as well, but I have fragrances that I like and that I love even, and then I have fragrances that I love and that I resonate a lot with them as well, because I can have fragrances that I enjoy, like how they smell, but I don't feel like they necessarily represent me. But I feel like in one way or another, all the fragrances that I have showed you today represent different parts of me, you know, some bigger parts, some smaller parts, but like different parts of me. So yes, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Also, thank you. Oh my god, I forgot to talk about it. I wanted to speak about it in previous videos, but I have completely forgot. We have passed 10k here. Oh my god, what a milestone. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your beautiful comments, for all your recommendations, for every single word of encouragement. You have no idea how much it means to me. So yes, I really appreciate you guys a lot. And I think I've mentioned this in previous videos as well, but for the longest time I had the idea that I was only speaking to myself, and I am just starting to realize that actually I'm not just speaking to myself anymore, you know, because I have a beautiful community here. But I love the community we have formed here. I love how open-minded we are. I love the fact that we don't judge each other because of our tastes or like our differences. And I feel like, yes, like our shared passion for fragrances brings us together, but then our differences as well make us connect even more I don't know if I managed to explain this in English. By the way, guys, in case you're not new, English is not my first language. This is why sometimes I like struggle with words. Sometimes I don't know exactly which one of the two words it is the correct or appropriate form to use, you know. But yeah, I'm learning. I am expanding my English knowledge as well, you know. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it because it would help me a lot with the algorithm. As always, if you want to tell me anything, please put it down in the comment section and I promise that I will get back to you. Here is my Instagram handle in case you want to follow me there. I usually do a lot of Q&As there. Hopefully this year I will start to do more content there on Instagram as well. But usually people who follow me on Instagram get to know me a bit more on a personal level than here on YouTube. Because here on YouTube I talk mainly about fragrances. There I talk about myself as well from time to time. So yes, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye!